Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. This is Movies TV Mad Live. How are we all doing tonight? I'm doing okay. Bit of a sore arm, bit of a sore throat. But apart from that, I'm all right. When we get a few people in the chat, I want to talk about Wonder Woman 84. And I want to explain myself why I don't like that movie. JDTSB, hi. Hi, JDTSB. What does that stand for? Right, let's go. Let me explain myself about Wonder Woman 84. Because earlier Ronnie Dodge called me out on it, so I just want to explain myself. Right, Wonder Woman 2017 developed some wonderful supporting characters. Ronnie Dodge, hello Mick, hello Ronnie, JDTSB. Oh, fair enough. Official secrets, MI5, CIA, what are you? You won't find anything on me. Anyway, right. So Wonder Woman 2017 created some wonderful original characters. And we had a great villain in Dr. Poison who would have still been out there somewhere. Now, by moving away, so far away from that year, right, from that era, you lose all those supporting characters. Now, we could have had an awesome movie where Dr. Poison's story continued. Her kind of rivalry with Wonder Woman could have continued. It would have been awesome. Ronnie Dodge, you had a good point on Wonder Woman 84, so don't worry about it, mate. Oh, no, there's nothing personal. I respect your opinion, Ronnie Dodge. But I want to explain. Right? Wonder Woman 2017 set up some great supporting characters. We could have continued that. What did we get in the second movie? A picture of the female supporting character. What about those other males that Diana had a bond with? We could have continued those wonderful characters' stories and their relationships with Diana. It would have been awesome. But what did we get? We jumped all the way to 1984. Why? When you set up so much from the first movie, by jumping to 1984, you lose those characters. She never mentions those characters that she fought with. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And it just proves my point about whose movie that first movie was. And sometimes I kind of understand the frustration of my fellow Snyderverse fans. It was all just to get away from Zack's vision of Wonder Woman. That's a better vision. Even Zack wanted to use Dr. Poison in Justice League 2. But she was a great developed character. Her supporting characters in the first movie were great characters who didn't cry. Ronnie Dodge, I was gutted that Etta and the rest of the crew wasn't there. It's sad. Could they come back from the multiverse? Maybe, yeah. But the point is, Ronnie, if we stayed closer to that era, we could have had their continuing story. That's what a franchise is about. By losing that, you go to 1984. And I'm sorry, but Cheetah wasn't developed very well. Maxwell Lord wasn't developed very well. She didn't have any friends in the movie. There were no supporting characters in the movie apart from the villains. It is odd. It is weird. When we set up so many great characters, as I say, who wasn't crying when that guy, who's a marksman, is telling Diana his story? Or what about the failed actor, the Italian guy, or whoever he was? He was fucking funny, fantastic. We cared about those characters. But Patty Jenkins decided to go, fuck you, we're moving away from that vision because I didn't like it. The studio don't like Zack Snyder, so we're moving away from it. Just because you've got a vision for something, it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Ronnie Dodge, I would have loved if we had a Wonder Woman 2 set in the 30s. Yeah. We lost the characters. We lost a next chapter that could have been awesome. Instead, they were just obsessed with bringing back Steve Trevor. If you want to bring him back, Don't kill him off. Abraham Herrera, Wonder Woman 2017 had Zack Snyder all over it. I agree, Abraham. Patty had a great mentor and she wasted him. She realised it after the 84 was done. That's why she said, us directors tossed that away. Justice League. She tossed away Justice League, but she tossed away Zack's vision of the first movie as well, Abraham. This is the problem. The first film set everything up brilliantly. Ronnie Dodge, Charlie, who had PTSD from World War I, exactly, and the Native American character. These were great characters. I know it's Wonder Woman's story, but she had great foundations with these supporting characters. She had a friendship with them. The movie is beautiful. When I watch that movie, I cry because it's so emotionally beautiful. I relate to little Wonder Woman at the beginning of the film, and I relate to her story at the end. But those supporting characters were so brilliantly written, beautifully written. Why did they bin that writer? Why wasn't that writer writing the sequel? Why was Jeff Johns and Patty Jenkins writing that sequel? And I'm surprised at Jeff Johns, because Wonder Woman 2017 had gags. It made people happy. People didn't call it too dark or depressing. People loved that first movie. So what did they do? They moved away from it. JDTSB, I don't mind if they set it at 1984. What I mind is that the movie is bad. Well, that's not the only issue for me, JDTSB. No, it's not just about that. And if Alan Heinberg, a comic book writer who wrote the first film, who's written Wonder Woman before, who knows Wonder Woman, the comic book Wonder Woman, more than Patty, the only Wonder Woman Patty understands is Linda Carter's. That's not fucking Wonder Woman. That's a shitty TV series in the 80s we all just watched because Linda's boobs were bouncing up and down as she was running. It's Baywatch. That's what that series is. And everyone's going, ooh, Linda Carter, she's iconic. She's not iconic. We all used to perv on Linda Carter. Let's be honest about it. Ronnie Dodge, Wonder Woman 3 will take place after the events of The Flash, I believe. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. So we missed an opportunity. That middle movie, continuing just after 2017, would have been amazing. But we lost that. It's a wasted movie. It's a pointless movie. I'm not going to call it a bad movie. It's got many, many plot holes. But you know how you could have brought Steve Trevor back? It's simple. If you continued it after the first film, he jumps off the plane, off screen, when we didn't see him. It would have been easy. Instead of the shit they did to bring him back. Steve, why are you still alive? I jumped off the plane just in time. Hunter Iggy, Big Mouth, do you want me to send you the link? What Mikey Sutton said. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. We could give it a read. Hunter Iggy, thank you very much. Now, that's my point. My point is we could have had an awesome, robust second movie written by Alan Heinberg, who did a magnificent job in the first movie. She tossed away the feel-good factor we all had for her. Now, for me, I can't rate her as a talented director or a storyteller because that decision was toxic, just to get away from that first film because Zack constructed it. You tossed away Justice League, you tossed away Zack's and Alan Heinberg's beautiful vision of the first Wonder Woman film. It's like her getting a new writer for the Star Wars movie. That writer, she's going to be all over that writer, interfering with everything he does because of her vision. That's the problem. That's the problem. Wonder Woman 2 should have continued from where we left it. That's the thing. Or if you want to do a 21st century movie, fine. But you had a great opportunity to continue from where you left off. No one would have complained. Alan Heinberg needs to write Wonder Woman 3. It's as simple as that. But he won't. Probably because Zack brought him in. And that's the problem. You can say what you want about Snyder, but when he was in charge of a Wonder Woman film, and he was running that film, it worked out quite well, didn't it? Then we put Patty Jenkins in charge, and it all went to shit because she wanted to get as far away from that vision as possible. A good vision. It really doesn't make any sense to me. Ronnie George, we have the perfect way of bringing Steve back now because of the Flash and the multiverse. Absolutely. But all we had to do to bring him back in the second movie is continue where we left off and say he jumped off the plane off screen before the plane exploded. It's simple. People would have complained that it takes away from his sacrifice. So what? Abraham Herrera, I'm glad we have this problem. We know if anyone has the ability or sensibility to do Wonder Woman justice, I hope they come to Zack begging on their knees to fix WW. It's unlikely, isn't it? I would. Pride is before the fall, my friend. Pride is before the fall. Zack Snyder gets the comic book Wonder Woman. Patty Jenkins wants to adapt Linda Carter's bouncy breasts Wonder Woman. And everybody was just watching that because of that reason. Mostly watched by men. Let's stop talking bollocks that Linda Carter's Wonder Woman is iconic. What was even her character about? When she could have just been a multiverse Linda Carter Wonder Woman from the TV series. Why did you do that? And the filtering they did on her. And when you heard her voice, she sounded so old and decrepit, but she looked so young. It's so bad. Hunter, I did get your question and I replied, yes, Hunter Iggy. I said, yes, give me the link, please. Yeah. Ronnie Dodge, I want another director having a chance to do Wonder Woman 3, not Zack or Patty. I want someone who understands the character, and I don't really care who it is. Joel Davies, evening, Mr. Mickey. Evening, Mr. Joel Davies, how are you doing? It only seems a few hours ago since we last chatted, because it was a weird day today. And that is my frustration behind Wonder Woman 84. You were so lazy, Patty, with Cheetah. You were so lazy. You don't understand the comic books. You don't want to understand the comics. You don't. You messed up. You messed up. And the only reason the film looks successful is because it's covered up in COVID and HBO Max viewers. That's what protects that film. I guarantee you that that film would not have got near the box office of the first Wonder Woman pre-COVID. I can promise you that. I'm thinking, do you have a Twitter page? Because I sent you on the stream. Yes, at Movies TV Mad. Ronnie Dodge, I feel like Gal is partly to blame as well, not all Patton. Oh, both of them. Both of them were at it on that film. Both of them. The opening sequence on Themyscira is beautiful. It felt like the first movie. And then we're in 1984 and it's fucking weird. JDTSB, I think Linda Carter's Wonder Woman was okay for the 70s. That's not going to fly now. Well, no, don't get me wrong. If you want to give her a cameo as that character, it's cool. But let's not pretend why we were all watching that series back then. Wonder Woman, bounce, 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 bounce. Let's be honest. Abraham Herrera, credit where credit is due. At the end of the day, they messed up. And there's a way of not having to wait all these years for another film. Don't wait for Patty. Because that Star Wars movie she's doing is going to suck eggs, I guarantee you. That guy writing it is literally a comedy writer. What happened to giving Star Wars fans? Star Wars fans have written so much fan fiction that's in comic books, novelizations, but Disney don't want to give those people a chance to do proper Star Wars because they don't want to do proper Star Wars. They want to do SJW or less Star Wars. That bores everyone to death. Come on, everyone, a few more likes. There's 7 of you in the chat. Ronnie Dodge, it's like saying Michael Keaton Batman should stay in the 80s, but in the end, he's coming back to as Bruce, like it or not. I think we had 2 good Michael Keaton movies. This is not a Michael Keaton movie. He will play a big part, but it's like doing a Batman 89 and then Batman 92 is set in a distant future where there's no Alfred. Or they made mistakes. Hunter Icky, I just sent you a Twitter page message. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Breaking news! Matt Hancock resigns as health secretary. Wow. Matt Hancock. Oh my God. Wow. Nothing to do with Geek, of course. Abraham Herrera, but Keaton is a fine actor, one of the best. The same can't be said about Linda Carter, sadly. No. We all know why we used to watch that show, rightly or wrongly. John, I wonder if Linda Carter will be in Flashpoint. Most probably, yeah. Hopefully, as the Wonder Woman she played, and not some weird character nobody gives a shit about. Well, 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 well. Sorry about that. Where are we? Abraham Herrera, but Keaton is a fine actor, one of the best. The same can't be said about Linda Carter, sadly. I've read that, haven't I? Yeah. Are you telling me there's 7 of you in the chat and you can't be asked to like my video? Oh, now 2 have left. They left because they didn't want to like. My God. Cry me a fucking river. Yeah, so that's why I don't like Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman 84 wasted everything they did in the first movie. All the feel-good factor that the fans had for that film. That film is a fucking sonnet. It's beautiful. And it's astonishing why you wouldn't want to continue the next movie after the first one. But this is what happens when you give people creative freedom. Unfortunately for Warner Brothers and Walter Hamada, they had little choice because they keep on being accused of not giving people creative freedom. And when they do, it goes to shit. So interfere with these fuckers' vision. Abraham Herrera, Mick, are a fan of The Matrix in any way? Mick, am I a fan of The Matrix? Yes, I love The Matrix. The Matrix is cool. I always believed that theory before I saw that film. I always believed that I wasn't in a reality, that it was all fake. And because of the food we eat and shit like that, we're seeing things that are not there. I always believed that before I even saw The Matrix. John just sent you a like. Thank you. Caught it. 7 likes. That's more like it. Let's get noticed on the algorithm, eh? Come on. Let's do this. Let's blow these other elite DC Entertainment accounts out of the window, because we both know I'm better looking than those people, I'm cooler than those people, and I should be more popular than those people. But they play to the algorithm, and I don't. JDTSB WB credited Patty with the success of the first Wonder Woman and gave her complete control. Yes, and that credit for the first film is a lie. And JDTSB, we all know that. All the intelligent people know that. How can the same person who did the first one do the second one? Come on. At least with Predator 2, I know why Predator 2 is shit and why Predator 1 is good. The right movie for the right time. Piss off. I don't want a fucking inspirational sweetie pie movie telling us not to be greedy by the people, the most greedy fucking industry in the world, lecturing us, ordinary working class people, about greed. Please. You fucking hypocrites. Yes. Now on to my next subject, the title of the video. If I was Zaslav and Discovery, I would be excited about that multiverse money. There's so much potential. Ronnie Dodge, Flash will be the best DCEU movie, fight me. Well, do you know what? I don't like making big predictions because you can fall flat on your face. I'm going to focus on the Suicide Squad for now and see how we get on and go from movie to movie because I don't want to be making big claims. You can. You're free to do it. But I'm interested in that movie. I'm excited about that movie. The best ever. It will have to do the right things. JDTSB, Predator should have stopped after the first movie. Oh, yeah, there was no point in doing more. But it's Hollywood, isn't it? The MCU should have stopped after Endgame, but it's not, is it? Ronnie Dodge, yeah, good point. But yeah, I trust Andy. If it was that, not so much. Sorry, that's how I feel. Ronnie Dodge, Phil. I don't have any basis where I can say I know Andy's a good director. I've got a good feeling about him. He's done a good job with the first It movie, of course. But this is a huge project for him, a huge project. Everything rests with the Flash movie for the future of this franchise. Abraham Herrera, Patty had made only one movie before WW, The Indie Monster, which was all right, but she tried to bite more than she could chew. It's interesting when you look at the players on the first movie. Snyder, Alan Heinberg, they both wrote the story for that movie. That's why it's a better movie. Heinberg knows the character. Jenkins knows Linda Carter's version. Linda Carter, as much as I love Christopher Reeve's Superman, was ripping off Christopher Reeve's Superman movies so much, especially with the mouse scene, which was pretty much a rip-off of the opening in Superman 3. JDTSB, Loki's third episode was boring. Yep. The MCU Disney Plus shows are just there to waste your time until we get to the movies. Haven't you all worked that out yet? Abraham Herrera, to be fair, Patty pitched it, but Snyder and the other guy developed it. I don't think she pitched it at all, Abraham. I don't believe that at all. She did not pitch that story. She did not, no way did she pitch that story. That was what we saw. Abraham Herrera, to be fair, no. Elizabeth Molina, hi Mick, hi guys, what I miss? I've been explaining to everyone, Elizabeth, why I don't like Wonder Woman 84, and I think it was a mistake to go so far away from the first movie and lose those wonderfully developed supporting characters. We're talking about the DCEU's multiverse strategy, having more potential financially. Ronnie Dodge, I would love James Gunn to do a Justice League movie. He gets team-up movies. Yep. But would his Justice League movie be too mad-capped? Be interesting, though. I think he could do it. He could be given it. Abraham Herrera, I figured that out since WandaVision. WandaVision started off quite unique and intriguing, but then it just went to the Marvel formula. Listen, I actually kind of enjoyed WandaVision. I didn't mind it so much. But I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. waste of time. And this is pretty much, basically, you won't get any story until the finale. And we're nearly there. We're about 3 episodes away, thank God. You're doing 6 episodes, and the 3rd episode is a filler. I mean, come off of it. JDTSB, Snyder was the one who wanted WW in the DCU. That's why he included her in BVS, absolutely, and it was a wise decision. How can you not have Wonder Woman in a DC cinematic franchise? It would be nuts, right? I definitely want to see Green Arrow in the DCEU as well. A good copy and pasted version from the comics. Abraham Herrera, no, James Gunn needs to keep his hands off the Justice League. I bet you any money, if Suicide Squad does well, he'll get Justice League. Mark my words, Abraham. Ronnie George, maybe Gal should direct Wonder Woman, just putting it out there. Ronnie, are you okay? I wouldn't allow Gal Gadot to direct Traffic. I love her as Wonder Woman, but direct Wonder Woman? Fucking hell. You're joking, bloody hell. I'm not laughing. That's a serious, mate. Oh my God. It's about peace and love. And let me sell you some shampoo and Revlon at the same time. No, I love Gal as Wonder Woman, but that's as far as it goes. She's just another nut job like the rest of them. But she's a great Wonder Woman, and I love her as Wonder Woman. Denmark are thrashing Wales, if anyone's interested. Abraham Herrera, no, there's only one person who's going to do it right. You know it, mark my words. Well, unfortunately, Snyder's not going to get the opportunity to do a central DCEU Justice League. Ronnie Dodge, Zack can't be the only director to touch Justice League, and he won't be. Elizabeth Molina, I agree with you on WandaVision and Falcon. I'm kind of tired of the MCU right now. Yeah, it's boring. Shall I tell you what's sad about the MCU now with these Disney Plus shows? I want to do a binge, but I don't want to do a binge. You know what I mean? I can sit through, do all the films and then do the series. It's too much now. But I understand what Elizabeth Molina is saying. Listen, it's just not exciting anymore. It's just something that's going through the motions. Oh, the MCU is doing time travel like no one's ever done time travel before. The MCU does bisexual like no one's done bisexual before, right? Ronnie George, oh, damn, I'm half Welsh. They're getting fresh, my friend. If Ryan Giggs didn't get himself in fucking trouble, the disgusting little pervert, you know, maybe they would have done better. Abraham Herrera, no, I mean Wonder Woman. All right, fair enough. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I agree with you. JDTSB, are the MCU Disney Plus series tying up with the movies? They seem like loose ends. They are tied up. Yes, they're absolutely tied up. Definitely. Sam Dejan reviews. But it's okay if Margot directs Gotham City Sirens. She did the same thing in Birds of Prey. Well, it's okay because James Gunn's going to be writing that script, Sam, potentially. So it's more than okay. I wouldn't allow Gal Gadot, as I say, to direct Traffic or direct my backside to the toilet. Ronnie Dodge, did you hear a tornado hit Barking yesterday? It lasted a short while. I didn't know. Abraham Herrera, if I went for WBDC, would have been first in many aspects. Now it looks like DC got this. Abraham Herrera, if it weren't for WBDC would have been first in many aspects. Now it looks like DC got their second. Well, I don't think it's important who starts their universe, but I mean, I've said this a long time ago, Abraham. You know, when we had Superman Returns and Batman Begins and Green Lantern, there was a potential to start a franchise with those movies. And then they would have got there before the MCU. But they missed it. The studio is very old hat. I mean, it's changing slowly. Let's see. But let's be clear about this. It was Marvel Studios pre-Disney that started the MCU, not Disney. Disney would never have thought of doing this in the first place. So let's be clear here before we start saying Disney did this. They didn't. Marvel Studios was a thing before Disney even bought them. Always remember that. I wonder who the new health secretary is going to be. Maybe I should apply. Ronnie Dodge, Zack directing Wonder Woman 3, I wouldn't mind, but that man can't write for nothing. Wasn't keen on the epilogue for Zack Snyder's Justice League. You mean the last bit or the first bit? JDTSB, the real injustice in the DC is that Shazam is getting a second movie when Man of Steel is not. That is an injustice. I tell you what, I can't argue. Can we just say something? Can we all give Henry Cavill a round of applause for not coming out publicly to abuse the studio like Ray Fisher? Henry Cavill was treated worse than anyone. He's built up his career and dealt with things behind the scenes, and he's probably going to get all these cameos and eventually get a movie. Ronnie Dodge, last bit in the future. Oh, you didn't like that? I loved it. I thought that was great. Even though they didn't want him to shoot it, I thought that was all great. I thought Jared Leto's little monologue there was great. I liked it. It was okay. It was okay. I mean, it's never going to win any prizes at the Cannes Film Festival, but I liked it. It was cool. Hallelujah. I remember all the buzz for the Snyder Cut when they were doing the trailers. So exciting. I really thought we were going to restore it. I was so buzzed. And Snyder and Fisher had to mess it up. Because they wanted revenge. They wanted accountability over entertainment. Fuck that. I want to watch great movies. Ronnie Dodge, Henry acted like an adult. Shame about the other two. Yep, Henry is a professional. Henry's going to get his cameos as well. Henry's going to get what he wants without causing trouble. I wonder if Henry was a witness for the investigation. JDTSB, Henry Cavill will be okay. His manager is good. Oh, Henry Cavill's already okay, mate. He's the Witcher, potentially the new James Bond. He plays Sherlock Holmes. And who knows if his character from Mission comes back, even though he was killed. So Henry Cavill's doing very well, thank you very much. And he's going to be the next Highlander. The guy's doing great. The guy's an A-lister, one of the few movie stars we still have, like the old-fashioned movie stars, like Brad Pitt. The guy's doing great. And as far as I'm concerned, he's still Superman. Until someone tells me different, he's still Superman. Hallelujah. Accountability of entertainment. Da, 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 da. La, da, da, da. This is Movies TV Mad. My voice went a bit funny there. This is Movies TV Mad. This is Movies TV Mad live, coming at you 7 nights a week. Geek, nerd, DC chat, any entertainment chat you want. This is your show. You dictate what we talk about, and I'll just gob off while you're talking to me, and I'll respond to your stuff. Abraham Herrera, I remember when Henry was struggling to be an A-list. Remember that weird movie he did with Mickey Rourke? I forgot the name. Well, everyone has to start somewhere, Abraham. Everyone starts with a struggle. I mean, Brad Pitt played Jenna Wade's daughter's boyfriend in Dallas. And look at him now. So we all have to start somewhere, don't we? Yeah. But look at him. Henry Cavill's career is a wet dream to Ray Fisher. Ronnie Dodge, I mean, Ezra Henry Gale are very professional people and didn't come to attack WB or Walter Hamada. Jason made the boo-boo about Ray on his Instagram. Abraham Herrera, I know I said that because I'm proud of him. Yeah, definitely. He's a top actor. He's a celebrity. He's a movie star. He's a good guy. He deserves his success. He's one of my favourites members of the Justice League as an actor. And plus he plays my hero. JDTSB, I like Man from U.N.C.L.E. He's cool in that. John, the only Marvel movies I'm interested in seeing is Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2. It's funny, actually. I'm only interested in Spider-Man Far From Home because of Tobey, not because of their shitty Spider-Man. And their Aunt May is a joke. Abraham Herrera, Henry is very much like me. He observes, he learns, and he keeps his mouth shut. Well, publicly he keeps his mouth shut, but I can promise you behind the scenes he was getting justice for himself. And as someone said, he's got great representatives. There's no way The Rock didn't get him a cameo on Black Adam. No way. The Rock's got WB by the balls, boys and girls. The balls. He can do what he wants. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. JDTSB, agree with you about Spider-Man. I hate what MCU did do to him. Not only Spider-Man, what about the Hulk? Professor Hulk. Hi, I'm Professor Hulk. I'm scared of Thanos. We had a great Incredible Hulk movie, and Faye drove that actor away, and it's pathetic. Abraham Herrera, that's the basis of the MCU formula, yeah? John, I'm only interested in Spider-Man 3 because of Tobey and Andrew, absolutely. Oh, and William Dafoe. And Doc Ock. Abraham Herrera, it is childish, it's for kids. It's for my nieces and nephews, they love it. My niece, ages ago, when she came over here, called Aquaman boring because they love the MCU. That's what they're attracted to. Abraham Herrera, but that's why they sell. Yeah, they're for kids. The kids have got the disposable income, ain't they? That's what it's all about. And when I was a kid, kids used to watch Superman and loved it, and Star Wars and Indy. It's about the youth. Of course it's about the youth. It's not about us. We don't have a disposable income. It is about children, from about 5 to, young people from about 5 to maybe 18 or 20. Elizabeth Molino, JDTS. I know, right? I'm not a fan of the MCU Spider-Man, neither. Terrible, Elizabeth. It's terrible. He was great in Civil War. The Russos got him right. But since then, it's been, don't get me started on Aunt Bay. Don't get me started on her. We've had Sally Fields. We had the lady. We had Rosemary from Toby's movies. God rest their soul. Abraham Herrera, that's why my heart feels warm inside when I see kids who love MOS or BBS. It's amazing to me that a child would get it. Yeah, it's amazing. JDTSB, I liked Hulk in the first Avengers. After that, he was a filler character. Yeah, he was great in the first movie. Joss got him right. Remember that, everyone. Joss Whedon got the Hulk right. And then Feige interfered with Joss's second movie. JDTSB, I liked Hulk in the first... Oh, no, I've already read that. Hallelujah. 4-0 Denmark. Wales knocked out of Euro 2020, even though it's 2021. Matt Hancock has resigned. I still think that's awesome, but it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant because they're going to put another public schoolboy twat in there. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You see, I do like Zack Snyder's Justice League. JDTSB Elizabeth, they disrespected his origin story. They disrespected Uncle Ben. They disrespected Uncle Ben. Abraham Herrera, if Hulk had his justice, the MCU would be pointless. I reckon Universal should give Fake the finger and do a sequel with Ed Norton. That's what I would do. Universal own those rights. Do a film with Ed Norton. Fuck Ruffalo. Do you know how many people would watch a sequel with Ed Norton and Liv Tyler? Do you realise that? Sanders and reviews. I like Spider-Man in Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame because the Russo brothers know Spider-Man. I hate his movies. The writers don't know Spider-Man. I agree with you, Sam, definitely. JDTSB, that Elizabeth, they disrespected his origin story. Have I read that already? JDTSB, they disrespected Uncle Ben, yeah, and Aunt May, yes, on Universal, and yes, on Universal and Norton. I reckon, forget the other hashtags, restore the Norton verse. Let's do it. I wish I had a bigger platform so I could do it. Restore the Norton verse. That was a good movie. I don't care what anyone says. The Incredible Hulk is fucking awesome. We got a great fucking villain. We got it all. We got a great General Thunderbolt Ross. We got it all in that film. Oh, boo-hoo. Ed Norton wrote the director and Fake too hard. Because he cares. That's why. Good news, everyone. The Supernatural boys are friends again. Beard. Ronnie Dodge, I can't wait for the DC Cinematic Multiverse to begin to show what a universe is. Go watch the Suicide Squad. There will be connections. Whoa, I've got a feeling. It's really believing. Ronnie Dodge, I'm not restoring any universe. I don't mean that in a horrible way. Why not? Why don't you want to restore Ed Norton's Hulk? JDTBSB, does Universal own the She-Hulk? MCU is going to include her in their movies. I think they probably do own her. I don't know. I don't know what they own, actually. But yeah, they're happy to do She-Hulk, and we all know why. Abraham Herrera, deep themes and stories can be made with Hulk. Yep, but they reduced him to a joke. Exactly. To be fair, they can't deal with Universal's restrictions. As I said, if I was Universal right now, I would make a sequel with Ed Norton immediately. In fact, I would ask Ed Norton to write and direct a Hulk movie. Let's see what he's capable of. Elizabeth Molino, an actress who played Mary Marvel in the first Shazam movie, was replaced by a younger actress. Some say she was fired because she was too old. What's your thoughts on it? Right, Elizabeth, the original actress who played the everyday version of that character, right, is going to play the superhero version as well. So even though you're right that she's a younger actress, she plays the human version anyway. And because she's the oldest one out of the children, there's no point having an older version than her anyway. So I think that's why she was fired, for narrative reasons. It makes more sense. So I personally don't have a problem with that. Abraham Herrera, yes, Ed could make him epic. Yeah, absolutely. Ed Norton's an intelligent guy. I want a trilogy. I want a trilogy. Fuck Mark Ruffalo. Fuck Kevin Feige. Ronnie John brings out the ugly side of fandom, seen in It's Enough over the last couple of years. No thanks. No, Ronnie, I don't agree at all that it brings the ugly side. I think at least the Snyder Cut was a great fandom, an intelligent fandom, and look what we achieved. And in terms of fighting for something just and good, there's nothing wrong with that. We shouldn't just sit down in life and allow wrongdoings to happen. Ronnie Dodge, I would love him to have a sequel, so would I, and I'm going to fight for it. Restore Restore the American History X verse, the Norton verse. Do you know how pumped I would be for that? To actually have an awesome freaking Hulk movie instead of that. Abraham Herrera, you're totally right now that Fast and Furious is going downhill. Universal should call Edward ASAP. Although it's making a lot of money than Fast 9, isn't it? It's doing well. I don't know about the reviews. I'm not a Fast fan anyway. I've never seen one of those movies. It doesn't interest me. A bunch of gym bods riding cars, driving cars and going on missions. Boring. But cheer up, everyone. There's a female version coming out. Abraham Herrera, they turn off your brain movies. Those movies do, yeah. Abraham Herrera, ha ha ha. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, we have different opinions on restoring things, but I respect it, mate. Thank you. Sam Dejan reviews. I saw Fast and Furious 9 today. What did you think, Sam? Give us your review. Fast and the Furious is a bit like the MCU. People just say they love it, even if they hate the movies. It was so amazing. Yeah, the best film ever. You what, mate? You fucking hated it. Why don't you fucking be honest about it? Hallelujah. Abraham Herrera, Mick, now I can't stop thinking about the Hulk. I know. It's time. It's time, Abraham. It's time for Universal to say to Feige, we're doing a sequel with Norton. John, the best live-action Hulk is Edward Norton and Bill Bixby. Oh, yes. They're the best Bruce Banners. Bill Bixby is a fucking legend. Don't make me angry, Mr. McGee. You won't like me when I'm angry. And Lou Ferrigno is an awesome Hulk. Abraham Herrera, just like Snyder Cut movement. Yeah, but better. Sam Dejan reviews. Fast 5 was basically the Avengers before the Avengers happened, basically, yeah. Elizabeth Molina, when Black Widow comes out, do you have plans on seeing? I heard the reviews of it isn't sounding encouraging. I'm not going to go to the cinema, the movie theatre, to see Elizabeth. I will wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. I'm definitely going to attempt to see the Suicide Squad, of course. JDTSB, sorry review of Fast and Furious said it was dragging. I don't even care about reviews. I never listen to reviews in my judgments of seeing a film. I mean, when they reviewed Justice League so badly, someone called the film embarrassing. I thought, this is just critics hating on DC. But when I went and saw it, oh my God. And in fact, Justice League starts off half decent. But when it gets bad, it gets bad. Sam Dejan reviews. I wish they did a sequel with Eric Bana Hulk. Oh, I loved him as well. Ang Lee's The Hulk movie was fucking unique, awesome. He's the Zack Snyder of Hulk. Ang Lee was cool. Nick Nolte was a great villain as well. And I like the way they split the screens like they do in the comic books. Amazing, really. Both those Hulk movies are leaps and bounds than what Feige's done to Hulk in the MCU, as far as I'm concerned. My truth. Not a universal truth, but my truth. Sam Jan reviews. I like Fast 7 because James Wan directed it. John Lou Ferrigno was in the Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton. Yeah, he cameoed, that's right. Sam Jan reviews. The problem I have with Ang Lee Hulk is they made it into a comic book. I didn't mind that. I thought that was cool. I just thought it's something a bit different to do. Interesting. Why not? It doesn't all have to be samey, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. And Bill Bixby cameoed in the Incredible Hulk movie because he was on the telly. Do you remember that bit? So obviously Bill was dead by then, but one of the first comic book movies I thought it was good, but got bad reviews. Critics don't know shit. It was interesting that the first Hulk movie with Eric. Oh, definitely. Barack Obama versus Ronald Reagan. Plot twist. Starro is not the main villain. Yeah, I know. In the Suicide Squad. I know that. That's a bit of a spoiler though, isn't it, Baraka? Plot twist. Michael Shannon Zod is the villain of the Suicide Squad. Joking. Ronnie Dodge, this time last week we was getting Flash set picks. We was, yes. All good things must end. Barack Obama versus Ronald Reagan. Wait, Starro is not really the main villain. Well, I did say General Zod was the villain, so you can't trust anything I say now. Can you? I will find him. I will find him, Lara. I will find him! Hallelujah. JDTSB, they need to bring one back to Fast and Furious. No, let James stay with Aquaman and DC. I've never watched a Fast and Furious movie. I literally have no interest in that franchise. It's done. Close it off. Let them just drive their cars off the cliffs. Ronnie Dodge, main villain of the Suicide Squad, is Zach Ops. Did I mean to say that? Yeah, I did. Hallelujah. I've got that song in my head now. JDTSB, if they make a female-only Fast and Furious, I'm out. Well, there's nothing wrong with making a female one, but they're only making one for a specific reason. Elizabeth Molina, the MCU messed up for too. They took him a Norse god and turned him into a fat pot-belly video gamer and fat-shamed him. And they're fat-shaming Black Widow's dad in the Black Widow movie as well. But no one says anything because it's the MC John, do you think they will ever do a Knight Rider movie? Yes, I know they want to do one, definitely. And I'd be for it, but they've got to do it properly. The relationship between Kit and Michael is the magic of the show. It was in the series, and kind of in the revival series, they kind of had that a little bit. But unfortunately, the love interest got in the way of that and spoiled it. Ronnie Dodge, apparently there is a remake of Knight Rider in the works. Yes, from James Wan. It was going to be a YouTube production. I don't know who's doing it now, but there is something going on there, yeah. And I'm very interested. James Wan is exactly who you want. He's producing it. I don't know who's directing it. James Wan's a bit of a J.J. Abrams. He's got his fingers in a lot of pies. But we shall see. Look, Knight Rider was a show beyond its time. It was amazing. It will never be classic like it was when we were kids, but, you know, I'd like to see what they want to do with it. Kid, I need you, pal. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yo, Devin! Hey, hi, Barney. Can you fix my car, please? Oh my God, I had such a crush on April. April. Oh, April. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought I was on my own. So sorry. It's Saturday night. It's Movies TV Mad. It's Movies TV Mad Live. And we're talking geek. So whatever you want to say it down in the comments and I will respond to you. Roddy Dodge, 80s shows are the best. Knight Rider, The A-Team, Street Hawk, Airwolf, Magnum, Dallas. I love Dallas, sorry. Dynasty. And Joan Collins as Alexis. JDTV SB Hasselhoff said in an interview the whole concept is one man can make a difference. I guess if you have a supercar, you can. Yeah, true. But that man is the human element. The car needs the human. John, I hope David Hasselhoff comes back for a Knight Rider reboot. I don't think he'll star in it, but he'll probably cameo or something. He cameoed in the pilot episode of The Revival as well. He was his father. But they never used him again, which was dumb. Although David has a few issues with alcoholism, I'm afraid, so who knows. By the way, how did David Hasselhoff get away with Baywatch? He would not get away with it now, but he's still selling it to networks all over the world. It's nuts. Why don't you save me? Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. JDTSB, they cancelled it too soon. Oh, The Revival. I actually liked The Revival. I think the only problem with The Revival was the love interest, the romantic shit thing. That was shit. But the rest of it was pretty cool. Although Team Knight Rider, I'm not sure. But it was a cool show. Unfortunately, it was an NBC show. So NBC cancelled everything apart from Law and Order. I love Law and Order, but they'll cancel everything apart from Law and Order. They cancelled my beloved Constantine. That was an awesome show. Now J.J. Abrams is going to do an SJW Constantine. Hopefully it's going to be cool. Let's see. Abraham Herrera, I think a Spawn movie is long overdue. Do you know what, Abraham? I know nothing about Spawn. Why don't you tell me about Spawn? Tell us all about Spawn. Ronnie Dodge, the one thing I'm glad we are getting from DC is unknown characters. Getting HBO shows, they need the spotlight. Oh, yeah, it's exciting. It's a shame they don't get cinematic releases still. That would be a real spotlight, but it's better than nothing. I just think we can get as many characters as possible. It never should be a battle between the big three and the other characters. Everyone should get the spotlight. And with, you know, when they're making so much content, they can do it without people getting hit up. Oh, why is it always Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman? Why not? Why not? They're awesome, right? John, have you seen the A-Team movie? I have, yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's nowhere near the quality of this series, though. Hey, you crazy fool! You going to get me on the plane, Hannibal? You think you're going to get me on the plane, Hannibal? Oh, let's get him. Hi, madman! Da 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 da. JDTSB Spawn is in development. He'll wish they'll move on it. Ronnie Dodge, did you hear Universal went up to Steven Spielberg and asked him if he can remake Jaws? He said no. Still brilliant response. That is a kind of a really old story that kind of came out this week, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised by Spielberg's reaction. It's the same reaction you'll get from Spielberg if you ask to reboot Back to the Future. He's not interested. Quite right, too. I'm not a big Jaws fan, to be honest with you, Ronnie. Abraham Herrera, Spawn is a 90s movie that nobody saw. I heard about it. I never saw it. Very dark movie. Has a cult following now. It starred the guy from The Dark Knight, the black guy that hated Joker. Right. Elizabeth Molino. I think The Phantom is long overdue for a movie as well. Wasn't Alec Baldwin in that movie? I can't remember now. Previously on Knots Landing. Oh, don't worry, Elizabeth. They're going to squeeze everything dry for you. JDTSB Spawn is in development hell. Yeah, unfortunately, this does happen. It's amazing, really, how it happened when things do get stuck into development hell. But, I mean, The Flash is happening after all these years, so... Ronnie Dodge, I like Zack's DC movies, but I hate Watchmen. I like Watchmen. I've never read a Watchmen comic, but as a film, it's very interesting. A bit difficult to go back and rewatch. John, do you remember the movie Dark Man? I do. I think I watched it once and I can't remember anything about it. But who used to watch V? Who's old enough to have watched V? Dun 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 dun. Elizabeth Molina, Abraham Herrera, that Spawn film is my guilty pleasure. I could never get tired of watching it. Cool. Abraham Herrera, there are flaws in the Hollywood system. There are games stuck in development hell and shit movies out here in the world. That's true. But we don't really make good movies anymore, Abraham, with nuance. It's all just about waving a carrot at simpletons, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. Ronnie Dodge, gonna go, mate. See you tomorrow. See you later, Ronnie. Bye-bye. Thank you for the support and the comments. JDTBSB. I remember watching V, but I was too young to remember the details. Oh, I'm going to tell you. Abraham Herrera, yeah, Elizabeth, the CGI doesn't hold up, but the theme is very interesting. Where did that flipping fly come from? Go away. Billy Zane, that's it, yeah. John, I watched a show called Mutant X back in the day. Right, V. V is about a bunch of aliens, right, who arrive in 50 gigantic motherships, flying saucers around the world. They say they come in peace, they seem to look like us, and they offer humanity a cure for cancer. But news cameraman Mike Donovan goes on board one of the ships, and he finds out that, in fact, the visitors are not like us. They're not our friends. Not only have they got a disguise and they're actually reptiles, they are here to take humanity's water, all of it. They're sucking the rivers and the beaches and everything dry. It's a really good show. I've got them on my Prime. You should really check it out. It's a great show. You will get sucked in. They used to call it V, the sci-fi series that got the Americans stuck to their screens. It's so good. It's a bit dated, but you'll love it. Of course, in the 80s, we had Chips as well, and T.J. Hooker, starring Billy Shatner. I loved T.J. Hooker. Da, 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 da. Do you remember that bit where he used to get the baton and chuck it at the guy's legs and he fell over? Well, I did that to a kid at school with a stick and he actually fell on the floor and he had a bruised leg. Whoops. I used to watch a show called Sunset Beach, Santa Barbara. Elizabeth Molina, have you watched The Shadow with Alec Baldwin? It's really good. I've seen it once. I just can't remember it. I have seen it. I think I enjoyed it. Yeah. Abraham Herrera, what is your favourite 90s movie? JDTBSB, I remember Logan's Run. Right, 90s movies. Well, one of them is Ghost, that's for sure. But there's loads. There's The Untouchable. No, is that 87? I think that's 87. So lots of Kevin Costner ones. I think Revenge was 90s, was it? I think No Way Out with Kevin Costner was the 80s. I can't remember now. Late 80s. The Bodyguards of Ghost, The Bodyguard, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, JFK. There's loads. 90s was a great decade for movies, much better than the noughties. The noughties is when it started. At the beginning of the noughties, romantic comedies were the craze. And then now we've just gone to the mundane and the ridiculous. But yeah, the 90s, Ghost, The Bodyguard, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, JFK. There's loads of movies, isn't there? I think, what's the one with Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone? That's 90s, I think. Falling Down, starring Michael Douglas. That's another one. Wait, I'm the bad guy? When did that happen? JDTBSB, I fell asleep watching Dancing with Wolves. I should time you out for that. Dancing with Wolves is a fucking classic. This generation. John, have you heard of the series Mutant X? No, I've heard of it actually, yeah. But I have never watched it. '90s though was great. For TV, we had the X-Files in the 90s. We had 90210. They were great. Melrose Place was great. Yeah, I used to like that. Abraham Herrera, good taste, Mick. Costner is a legend. Costner, I was obsessed with Costner. Once I saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, I just wanted to collect all his movies. So I was like, revenge. You want to fuck? Then fuck 100 times a day or whatever he does. Anthony Quinn, Kevin Costner, Madeline Stowe. What a movie. And how ironic she went on to be in the Revenge TV series. But yeah, a brilliant, Costner is a legend. And JFK is his greatest achievement. And Tom Cruise's greatest performance is Born on the 4th of July. Who saw that Clint Eastwood movie? The one about the car. It's when he's really racist, but he befriends these Vietnamese family because they're getting bullied, and in the end he dies sticking up for them. That's such a good film. I saw that at the Greenwich Playhouse. I saw that. A very special, unique movie theatre in Greenwich in the UK, and I saw it for free. Right, everyone, a few more comments before I shut this stream down. We've actually had quite a few viewers tonight. Well, for me, anyway. JDTBSB, Clint Eastwood movies were good. I'm not really a Western fan, but I like Dirty Harry. He was cool as Dirty Harry. Elizabeth Molina, agree. Oh, how I missed the 90s. Oh, Elizabeth, what a decade. That was standout. What's happened to our industry, Elizabeth? the shit we have to put up with now. I love superheroes, but that's all we get. You can have too much of a good thing, can't you? Abraham Herrera, Waterworld was whack, though. I liked Waterworld. I thought it was an interesting concept. And Postman. And the Postman, I like the Postman as well. JDTSB, the one where he plays a Secret Service. Oh, yeah, in the Line of Fire. That's cool. When he's trying to say, when he failed to save Kennedy. John Malkovich is in that. Abraham Herrera, I missed the 90s too, Elizabeth. It's a feeling we will never get again. No, we can get that feeling whenever you want, Abraham. Just put the movies on. That's the beauty, isn't it? JDTSB, The Unforgiven. I've never seen that one. I must admit, I'm not really a Western fan. I remember the old Westerns as a kid, literally saying Native Americans are villains. How racist can you get? Welcome to Hollywood and how they really feel. Elizabeth Molino, so true, Abraham. Elizabeth is literally the only female we have on these chats. John, what do you think of the movie Speed? It's good, but I hate Sandra Bullock. I've always hated Sandra Bullock. It's illogical. I don't know why I hate Sandra Bullock. I just don't rate her as an actor. But she succeeded on DNA, like a lot of them do. They were going to make sure she got those 2 Oscars. Get ready for Russia. I mean, I don't think Speed's a classic or anything, but it's okay. It's another one to chalk up for Keanu Reeves, isn't it? What a career. And I mean, he's not the greatest of actors, but he's got a great screen presence. I think in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he really didn't do well. Elizabeth Molino, it's sad we won't see these kind of films on the big screen. It is. You never know what can happen in the future. Maybe they'll get re-releases and stuff. But yeah, it's just good that we've got them on DVD or Blu-ray and we can rewatch them whenever we want, Elizabeth. That's the beauty. We don't have to, embrace these mundane, creatively backed movies and TV shows when we can watch the real deal. That's what's great about it. So I don't complain about shit normally. I just boycott it quietly and watch what I love. Abraham Herrera, Family Man with Nick Cage, and the one where he wins the lottery. You got the numbers wrong. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, classic. Nicolas Cage was on a run in the 90s, wasn't he? It's the actress who was in Birds of Prey, weren't it? You got the numbers wrong. Birds of Prey, the version that's nothing to do with the comics. Abraham Herrera, there is a lag on the comments, Mick. Oh dear, nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. And we're nearly finished anyway, Abraham, but thanks for letting me know. I mean, I seem to be getting them pretty fast, to be honest with you. Modern technology, Abraham? You can't rely on it, but you can rely on this. Lex Luthor's keen mind. The greatest criminal mind of our age. Superman's address. If this Superman likes these humans so much, let us take his favorite. And I just spat on my computer. But according to Friends, all the best actors spit. Right, 2 more minutes. I'll wait for these lagging comments to come in if there's any. Otherwise, I'm going to say good night. We've been on the air for nearly 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's quite a long time. That's good. We've had some great conversations. There'll be more tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm here every single morning for the Movies TV Mad Daily with your updates and your DC chat. And then I'm back in the evening with Movies TV Mad Live and some editorials, hoping to review Smallville Episode 3 Season 1, Hothead, the most hilarious meteor freak ever. So I'm going to have a good laugh watching and reviewing that. Abraham Herrera, oh yeah, good times. I recommend Frequency with Dennis Quaid. That's a great movie. Did you watch the TV series on the CW? It wasn't half bad, but that actor went on to play Jesus in Passion of the Christ, another great movie. Well done, Mel Gibson, for making your point. Really, Mel Gibson is one of the great directors. Braveheart, Passion of the Christ, Apocalypto. There's 3 of the best movies ever made in my book. Right, I'm going to read one more comment, then I'm going to sign off. So who's going to be the last comment of the night coming through my silver lips? Don't forget to like the video before you leave. Like, share and subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so you don't miss this perfection. Abraham Herrera, these lives feel short, Mick. It's because you're having a good time. That's why. But don't worry, the perfection will be back tomorrow. You can catch me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. You'll see me on there having a good time on my own while I'm being ignored, but I still love it. It's still fun. At Movies TV Mad 555 for Instagram and TikTok as well. Check me out, follow me, add me, do whatever you need to do. Elizabeth Molino, the Birds of Prey TV series was whack, to be honest. I never saw it. Probably better than the movie. The movie, like Wonder Woman 84, was a total waste of time. We were so excited. We were loving Margot Robbie as Harley. She did a great job in the first movie. She's obsessed. It's really funny now. She's trying to be as unsexy as possible. The problem is, Margot, we've still got your first performance, and you're very sexy in that. So, and there's nothing you can do about that film now. So you keep going. JDTSB, only 1 hour. We do 2 hours sometimes. It's, what time is it now? It's 25 to 10. I'm going to have a cigarette, finish my can of cola off, put my disabled father to bed, and rest. I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I didn't even have any sleep. I think I'm doing well, don't you? But I'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry about that, everyone. I'm sorry. We don't always do 2 hours, by the way. 2 hours is quite rare. If I start early, if I finish early, I start early, streaming, we can go for 2 hours. Unfortunately, my responsibilities stop me from staying for another 40 minutes, unfortunately. But it's good that you like the streams and you want them to last longer. That's cool. I must be doing something right. Right, one more comment. That's it. One more comment, then I'm gone. Who's going to make the last comment? Is it Elizabeth? Is it Abraham? Is it JDTSB? No one's going to comment? Shall I switch it off? No one wants to make one last comment? Right, I'm going to count. All right, here we are. Here's the final comment. Abraham Herrera, to be honest, I don't find Harley Quinn sexy in a sexual way. I don't know why they make a big deal. I didn't particularly find her sexy, but David Ayer did kind of make her a sexual object in the first film. Obviously not a good thing to do, and she's been trying to kind of move away from that. So this is why in the Suicide Squad she says, I'm doing a number 2. These are all the things she's trying to do to make herself as unsexy as possible. It's So transparent and boring. Elizabeth Molino loved these live streams, and I love the fact that you love them, Elizabeth. That makes me feel very proud that people want to come in and chat with me about geeks. So thank you, and you're welcome to come back and tell your friends about me. Tell everyone about me. Tell the world. So thank you, everyone. Have you seen the first promo pic of The Little Mermaid? I haven't. I will not be watching that film. I'm not interested. These people are nuts. Let them carry on, but don't expect me to watch your shit. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a great live stream. One of the best ever. If you're rewatching this, comment down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss this. I know, it's too good to be true, isn't it? Follow me on Twitter at MoviesTVMad, at MoviesTVMad555 for TikTok and Instagram. And I will see you tomorrow with the Movies TV Mad Daily Live. Until then, goodbye, everyone. Thanks for the love and support and the comments. You're fantastic. It's been great. See you later. Have a great day, morning, evening, whatever. And if you're going to do something wrong, don't get cool. See you later.